I hate your host.
Welcome back, friends. I got another round for you today with Emmanuel, aka The Worm. He's got his blue belt on, no-gi style, looking like a temu version of Mica Galvao. I'm only roasting him because clearly this round did not go my way, and my ego is not my amigo. So the round starts with a guard pull. Nothing new, nothing unusual, but Manny immediately starts passing at 112% speed. As you can probably tell by the look on my face, I'm getting war flashbacks, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to be able to survive the next 6 minutes. He starts circling around, and I try to turtle briefly, but I don't want to get my back taken so soon in the round, so I opt to settle for side control, and I look to try and escape from there. I really could not tell you the logic for controlling his tricep at this moment, as I have no idea what I was trying to do. But eventually I settle into a more normal side control, and I look to underhook the arm and try and enter into half guard. Manny does a good job of framing my hip and walking away from me, and I'm unable to get his leg. He switches to the other side and settles back into side control. Something I've been trying lately is, as a last-ditch effort, I'll try and bait a little guillotine so I can try and get up onto my knees and use that to escape side control. But Manny's privy to this, and he starts putting heavy pressure into my chest so that I can't roll onto my knees and get up. My goal here is to get onto my side and then come up to a front headlock, but because he's so heavy on me, it's pretty much impossible for me to get all the way up. He brings me back and looks to staple my arm with his 2 legs. From here, I try to get my knee in, but he does a really good job of jumping over to the side. He then decides to roll to his back, which it is possible if I was fast enough I could have followed him, but he did a really nice job of rolling back to the other side of side control. At this point, the guillotine grip is really not doing anything for me, but Manny starts to put heavy pressure, and I eventually decide to abandon it and let go. We wind up in this north-south position that I do not like one bit. From here, Manny's going to start looking to attack the arm, so my goal here is to keep my elbows as tucked in as possible and look for any opportunity I can to escape. It's really tough for me to escape his side control, so a lot of times it's just a waiting game for me to try and figure out what options I have and what I can do to get out. Manny starts using his arm to drive my legs over to the side, and when I go to defend, he puts his knee on my belly briefly. He then looks for the opportunity to attack my arm and starts lifting me to the other side. From here, I'm doing my best to get my frames in, and I'm going to try to swing my legs from side to side to see if I can get any space. But I see that there's some space under his leg, so I start to frame his leg, and I try to get under him and try to maybe bring my leg inside. I'm able to create enough space that Manny has to stand up, and I end up in 50-50. From 50-50, I'm looking to attack the legs. Both Manny and I are fairly new to leg locks, both in defending them and attacking them, so we're both pretty much just trying to figure out what this position is like. I bridge my hips and use my underhook on the leg to force Manny to sit back. I'm trying to go for some variation of the Mica lock here. I have his toes on the back of my neck, and I'm trying to get my 2 hands to his heel so that I can start applying pressure. Manny does a really good job of hand fighting here, and he gets his foot to the mat. So I opt to try and attack a more classic version of the heel hook. Manny starts pressuring into me to try and relieve some of the pressure and slip that heel. Shout out to the cameraman for getting this really close shot. You're going to see here in a second that Manny has been hand fighting this entire time, and he's controlling my wrist, so it's making it nearly impossible for me to get my grips. Manny starts to escape, so from here I'm thinking about transitioning into X guard and trying to go for a sweep. He's still controlling my arm, so I don't quite feel safe to abandon my 50-50 and try and go to X guard. In hindsight, that's exactly what I should have done because he quickly steps back and I nearly lose the foot. I'm able to stop him from stepping out here, and Manny starts to work to stand up. He plants his leg on the mat and he looks to stand up, which I really don't like because if he's able to force his knee to the mat, I'm going to be in some big trouble as he can start to smash me. I look to underhook the leg as he fully stands up, and then Manny tries to underhook my leg so that he can start stacking me and pushing his legs off to clear his knee line. For a second here, I think I'm going to be able to sweep him, but womp womp does not go my way. Manny starts to sprawl back and smash me, which is exactly what I was trying to avoid in the first place. From here, I'm kind of screwed because I don't have much of a guard. I'm holding on to his leg for dear life, and I have to think about what I'm going to do to try and get out of this position. I start controlling that other leg to hopefully bait him to step out so that I can transition into half guard on the other side. What I was going for sort of happened, but I ended up in quarter mount, which is not good for me either. Still, I would rather be here than in that 50-50 smashed position. From here, I really need to be framing his knee and trying to get to half guard, but I don't do that, and Manny ends up getting a gift wrap, and now I'm in huge trouble. Manny starts to go for that gift wrap back take, he gets his first hook in, and I'm doing everything I can to not let him get the second hook in. I'm trying to keep my knees to my elbows so that he can't get the hook in, while at the same time I'm trying to hand fight so that he doesn't choke me out. I try and get back on my knees into a turtle so that I can think about clearing that second hook as Manny tries to kick in the second hook from the other side. He switches to this quarter Nelson, looking to drive me over so that he can get that hook in and finish taking the back. I know this is coming, so I'm doing my best to tuck my chin and keep that space between my knee and elbow as tight as possible so that he can't get the grips he wants. I try and go from this quarter mount sort of position into X guard, trying to push his knee through so that I can get my hooks in, but Manny ends up trying to go for a mounted triangle. I'm holding on to that leg for dear life so that he can't lock it up, but honestly I think he probably could lock it up from here. And the rest of the round is just me suffering in this position. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Manny for letting me film this round. Really appreciate it. Thank you to Professor Chico for filming. And thank you guys all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!